Hello. So I want to give my review, my biggest takeaways out of The Finished Life. Now, what I find incredibly interesting about this book is that the back of Pedro's book, right? It says the life you would dream of having if you only knew it possible. Pedro didn't even know how impossible it was when he first wrote this book, right? And he was still incredibly impressed upon his own life, despite some of the struggles that he had. Now, when you consider when he wrote the book and where we are today, even he says he would never had expected the way his life would have turned out within just 2 years. So he was incredibly happy when he wrote this book. And I think barely 100X was barely kicking off. And now where he's at now. And I take that realization away from me, only even though it's external outside the book. Because then what that implies is that what my life looks like if I follow the same principles. And what I really love about this book is, as you can see, I have tabs, I've written in here. I've really had a fun time with this book. It really is. I thought The Finished Life really meant in the beginning, before picking up this book, that it meant how to end life well. But really, it's just how to maybe even learn to begin life very well and continue on that way. So I would say what I really love most about this book was all the extra space he gave us to write, the signpost questions, the I am statements. There was always a part in the back that invited me to thought provoke, to expound on my own thoughts about what I wrote about this book. And what I found was, when I did the I am statement, what really surprised me was that, like many people, I think that we meet in life, when you tell them to write something about themselves, it takes, they kind of just stutter, stammer, and just kind of look like they drew a blank. Getting to know Pedro, even prior to reading his book, I was the same type of person. But following Pedro's principles, how he's taken some of his heartache and his pains and his success, and then has just passed them down to his 100X students, I didn't realize I was embodying them. So when the opportunity came to write the I am statement, I had no problems writing it. And I'll even go as far as to say that if I had an opportunity to rewrite my I am statements, they would change. I'm now doing them with Diane Bigham and Sherry Greth, and with Ingrid Estrada. And that is a powerful packed set of women that do not let me let one amazing characteristic about myself go by. And so that's what I loved about this book. And what I love is that I can actually return and see where my maturity was at the time, and then I can bounce it off where it's at today. And I think that's really important as just a kingdom citizen, but even a coach. The reason why we're doing these videos, and keep it under, why it's so important is because you owe yourself the opportunity to just really look back and see where you've grown, because you need to celebrate those things. And the invitation to even just understand certain things that I didn't know existed. And so, proof I've read this book is on me. I've read it all. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know if you're looking for a more professional video, but this is my heart. This is what it is. I don't know if you want me to read something out. I'm always more than willing to expound and talk more about what I wrote in here. I have post-it notes. I don't want to forget anything. I think it's super. God is constantly talking to me as I read and as I write. In a circle, my core team. And that I remember in that moment, I didn't even know who those people were. Let's see who I wrote, right? Let's see who I wrote. I put my mom and my daughter and my sister. I think That's funny. I'm not sure if my family knows that because at that time I really wasn't expressing that. But yeah, I plan to revisit this book possibly maybe a year from now, maybe less. I really enjoyed it. As you can tell, it's kind of beat up. And when I first looked at it, I was like, dang, that's pretty thick. But but I enjoyed it, so I had fun. What I took away, like I said, I'll just go back to that, was I got to reveal myself, who I am to me. I mean, God always knows, and it was Pedro's plan. I presume is that he wants you to have the same, not only breakthrough, but the same realization he had as well. And it all leads back to the Father and who we are. So I am at 6 minutes, so thank you guys.